No clickbait, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really going to say why I feel this way. And I honestly think this is the absolute most plausible scenario. Oh boy. I love riding in my car. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? And I'm going to get into this fairly early because I plan on leaving this up for others to hear. So we can have fun. We can relax tonight. We can talk about anything you guys want to, but I'm going to get into this quite early. Hello to everybody, all my crimers out there. Can you hear me okay? If you can hear me okay, type a one. Better yet, put a dolphin on the side. Oh, look at Kim already showing her dolphins off. Look at M's in the building. Look at my girl Pumpkin in the building. I see you. Hello, Autism Mama. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Vicky's here. I probably shouldn't say names because I'll forget somebody. I see my camping buddy is in here. I see my camping buddy all the way from Kansas City is in here. K-Town. Jillian, Stephanie Lee, Vicky. I am so sorry if I'm forgetting your names. I am not forgetting your names. You're just going really, really fast. And mommy, Bellanique. Okay. We'll talk later and have fun. All my crimers who come here a lot. But I want to get right into this because I don't want somebody to see this title and be like, there goes some clickbait stuff. We're being clickbaited, and we're not being clickbaited. I think I challenge anybody to give a more plausible scenario on what specifically happened besides what I'm about to give tonight. I think of everything when I'm riding in my car. I think of the music I'm going to do. I think of some of the edits that you guys see in my videos. When I'm riding in my car alone, it's like light bulbs start firing and going off. And it went off in this case because there were some things I was not honest about. Because when I see people hurting for no reason, I don't really care. I just don't want to see somebody hurt. And I saw Botham Jean hurt. He lost his life trying to eat a bowl of ice cream on his own couch. That removed any feeling that I ever could muster at all for Amber Guyger. But I have to be fair. I have to tell the truth as I see it from the evidence displayed. And when I put everything together, the big confusion, when you add this piece I'm going to give you tonight, you're going to go, everything that didn't make sense now makes sense. Let's start. And feel free to type some of this in the chat on the side. Anything you feel that didn't make sense to you, I want you to type it on the side right now. We're going to go through every single thing that did not make sense. How can Amber Guyger not see this bright red carpet in front of his door? How can she step on this and not know this was her apartment? Did she do this on purpose? Did she intentionally try to murder someone? What is conflicting? Type a one if I lose connection, because I don't want to lose connection right now. I really don't want to have to chop this up into two. Type a one if I'm okay, because it showed me stuttering for a bit. And I'm trying to close anything I can to make sure that the connection goes well. Even if I need to close, because I got so many windows open because I'm still doing research on my documentary that I'm putting together on Zach and Addie. All right, so you got me. Okay. So I want to take this back to when I was a firefighter. When I was a firefighter, we were taught to be EMTs. This means I had training on what to do if someone is in dire situation to get them to the hospital. I was legally trained into this, and I had to legally perform this. I figured it would buffer. I don't know why. I have bad luck, and I'm pessimistic. It hasn't buffered. I've been going live on my rap channel all week, but I said when I want to do this, it's going to buffer. It's going to be acting crazy. I don't understand the 911 operator not rendering aid too, but the 911 operator is not on trial here. Amber is on trial here because I know what exactly happened to Amber. When I was a firefighter, and this is very important, I was trained, so if something happened, I legally had to know what to do. But there's a difference between being a firefighter trained as an EMT and an EMT trained as being as an EMT. And the difference is the EMT trained as being an EMT does this every single day. So doing this every single day, the EMT knows everything. They're constantly, every single day they wake up, they go on scenes. Whereas if you're a firefighter and you're trained in EMT, you could go years without being first on scene or being the only person there, where you have to render this dire assistance before EMT arrives on your one little fire truck that you go on. So one time at Robins Air Force Base, I'm a firefighter. I'm driving the fire pump, and we have rescue that goes out every time. The people on rescue render aid. As a driver on another truck, I don't do anything. Let's pump the water pressure if there's a fire. Well, there was two calls. There was a plane down. And when there's a plane going down on any Air Force base, the fire rescue truck goes to the airplane first. It's the Air Force, so the airplanes are most important. That meant that this guy on Robins Air Force Base, Jim, this old elderly man who's having a heart attack, we are first to arrive on the scene. I am the senior person on the truck. It's on the radio as soon as I arrive. My heart is beating fast because I'm expected to render aid to this person. And if I don't know it, I am going to be in serious trouble. I'm sorry, when it starts thinking, I stop talking. So it started thinking. But I'm going to be in serious trouble. And I'm not here to make myself look innocent, make myself look good. I'm here to try to say the truth as if I put everything together of how I feel. So without making myself look good, when I arrived at this gym, I was very scared that I was going to lose my job. Do I want someone to lose their life? Is it important to me that someone lives? Yes. But I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't think right then and there, I'm going to lose my job. Now, it's easy to render aid if someone's having a heart attack because the only thing you can do is lean them up and sit them up in the position on the wall or sit them upright. That's all you're supposed to do. You can't do anything if someone has a heart attack. The scary thing about a heart attack is when they pass out and their heart stops beating. That's when you're supposed to render first aid or CPR and continuously do this perfectly until EMT arrives. So I'm worried that this guy's going to pass out before EMT arrives because I'm up front. So I'm doing exactly what Amber is doing. She's on that 911 call and she's saying, I'm going to lose my job even though this guy is dying right in front of her face. And to the Americans, to all of us, she looks like the scum of the earth. She looks like the scum of the earth. But that is a real thought that comes into your mind. And how often are you first on the scene as a police officer to issue this training? When I would train to do this, right after training, up to 6 months later, I got you. I can do it. 7, 8 months, I'm forgetting stuff because we don't do this every day. We never do it. We never do it. So I'm forgetting. That's why I think if you're not EMT, all first responders need to be trained every 6 months. Sometimes you're trained a year, sometimes you're trained 2 years. So I get it. But I'm going to tell you guys, this wasn't about race. She committed murder. She, in fact, went there with the intent to murder. She just didn't go there to kill Botham John. I couldn't believe this was right in my face. Think about it. This is about a gung-ho police officer who saw the perfect opportunity to say that they killed somebody. And she wanted to kill an intruder. I believe she literally thought that was her apartment. Why didn't she see the red carpet then, John, if she thought that that was her apartment? Because let me break it down just like we did the CPR. If you're a gung-ho police officer, what are the odds in your career that you get to pull up to a burglary in progress? Maybe in your whole career? An actual real burglary. I was a firefighter for 6 years. You know how many real fires I went into? Like the house, the whole thing on fire, like the movies. Burning, we go inside, just like Backdraft movie. I went into one in Korea. You know why I went into that one fire? Because we set it on fire on purpose. We saw a house that was breaking down and it was about to rip it down. So the fire department asked, could we use this as a training? You know what happened when I went inside that burning building? We looked stupid. The fire chief was afraid to talk to us. We were afraid to look because we looked in each other's eyes and we knew we screwed up big. And if this was real life, a lot of us would be in some trouble. We'd be on the news. We looked stupid. I tried to stand up in the fire and fell down in 1 inch off my knees because the whole house had caved in on us and we didn't even realize it because we couldn't see anything, but it was out. So if you're a gung-ho police officer and you finally get an opportunity, and look how awesome of an opportunity this was for Amber Guyger. Oh my God, not only am I first on scene, but this idiot broke into my apartment. I'm going to murder him. I'm a small woman. I'm not following police procedure. And I thought about the little clues. For instance, if Amber goes inside and she sees him and she's really scared that she's seeing him, look how many steps it takes to shoot him. She walks inside. He's across the kitchen counter. She has to unlatch the safety strap, pull out her gun, take it off safety, cock it back, and then shoot twice. And the only thing he got to say was, hey, hey, hey. Bolton John was lucky to get out one hey, because she went there to commit murder, to not follow police procedure against a burglar to her own apartment. This is why she couldn't see the red rug. She was high. She was amped. Oh, I got a sweet, what we call in the hood, we call that a lick. I found a bag of money on the ground, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a lick. I'm just walking. I find this on the ground right in my face. This good. She found the lick. This is perfect. I get to say I murdered somebody. No one's going to care if I murdered somebody because he's a burglar. I'm not going to follow police procedure. Who's going to know? A dude breaking in my house, I'm going to open the door and blast off. That's why she couldn't do all of those steps inside her apartment. She did them outside of her apartment. Outside of her apartment, when she heard a black guy's voice through her door. This ain't nobody I know. This is my apartment. She already took that safety strap off. She already took the safety strap off outside. She already pulled the gun out outside. She already cocked the gun out outside. This is why it was so quick inside. This is why everybody only heard, hey, 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 he's dead. Because she already knew she was going in there to kill somebody. Now you have to understand how the law works. You remember the Green River Killer? No one cared to find his victims because they were prostitutes. But the law doesn't work and say you can kill housewives, but you can't kill prostitutes. You can't kill anybody. The rules she was trained to follow as a police officer for safety, for shielding yourself, for standing outside, for calling for backup, those aren't rules written down for in case a burglar is inside of your house. No, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Those aren't rules that if you were to go into someone's home and you mistakenly that it's yours. Those rules don't just apply to Botham John. Those rules apply to everybody. This is why this is murder. This is why this is not manslaughter. Because she willingly went in to murder a human being. Now everything makes sense when you look at it that way. Why, if this lady rushed in to shoot someone in cold blood, is she panicking and crying on the phone? Because she almost shit herself when she realized this wasn't a burglar. This wasn't her apartment. This was an innocent neighbor. You're not on your own floor. That's ice cream. Those lights weren't off. Those lights were on. Those lights were on. She opened that door. Hey, hey, bow, bow. That was it. The 3 minutes. The 3 whole minutes from the last time she texted her boyfriend to when she called 911. That was her walking down the hallway. That was her recognizing someone has broken into her apartment. That was her saying, you have caught the lit of a lifetime. I get to say I murdered somebody, and I can be the victim because he broke into my home. She purposely did not follow police procedure because she planned to commit murder against an intruder. Riding in my car when I thought of this, it all made sense. It made sense why she was trying, but she didn't deliver CPR on him because she panicked. She's scared. She did not. She's in over her head. She realizes how much trouble she's in. This ain't my place. It's not. Come on, bud. Get up, bud. Please, I need you to live. I need you to live and corroborate and say that this was an accident. Even though he was going to say she walked in blasting. She walked in blasting. Look at her body. I mean, Amber Guyger is almost chiseled. Almost chiseled. Like she got strong little muscles. You thump her little thigh, you're just going to have just chiseled. She's gung-ho. She wanted that action, and we forgot. Looking at racism, looking at all the possible scenarios, we forgot the most plausible scenarios right in our face. There are cops that want to do this. There are cops that wants to pull up at a bank and see people robbing it with ski masks so they can go in and blast and kill these people and be the hero. These cops exist, and Amber Guyger was one of them. She did nothing in her training because she wanted to murder a robber. But if you believe in the law, like you said you did, when she did it for innocent Jonathan Botham, the law doesn't matter if you're in your home or if you're a robber. The law is for human beings. So if she purposely went against everything she thought to purposely break the law and kill an intruder, she's still a murderer. I think she is sad that she killed Both and John. I do think she's sad. I don't know if she's sad because he's a good guy or whatever. I think she's sad because he's a good guy and now she's going to look really, really bad. I think she's sad because she knows she didn't want to kill him. She knows she wanted to kill the scumbag intruder into her apartment. This blinds you. This blinds you. This makes you not see an ironing board. This makes you not care about a counter. This makes you not realize that as you're taking the strap off of your gun, as you're pulling your gun out of your holster, as you're cocking your gun back, you're doing this standing on top of a rug. I remember I didn't want to admit because I hated her. I didn't want to admit this. So I'm going to admit it to y'all. I am the king of going to the wrong apartment. I don't want to say that because I say I went to the wrong apartment. She maybe went to the wrong apartment. Wish she did go went to the wrong apartment. It didn't matter. I went to the wrong apartment because I was drinking. I was in the military. I was getting smashed. I went to the wrong apartment. A lot. But you know what made me realize I was at the wrong apartment? The mother freaking carpet. And some people got that little wiry rug in front of their apartment. Some people got the one thing you notice, even when you lit, sometimes drunk at night, you notice when everybody's apartment looks the same, the one thing you notice is the rug. But when you high off that adrenaline, when you hear that black male voice through that door and you're like, oh Lord, oh Lordy Lord, I get to commit legal murder because someone is broken inside of my home. Oh my God, it is so set up so sweet. I'm just such a small little lady. This is a dude, a black guy too? Oh, he's dead. I ain't following no rules. I'm opening this door and I'm blasting. And people are going to be on my side because a person that breaks into your apartment is a bad guy. And I'm scared. That is what was lying right in our face the whole time, man. I'm telling you, you cannot make up a more plausible scenario for everything that doesn't make sense. I don't think she high off her sex talk. We make too much big deal off of the sex talk when we know damn well all of us sexing people all day long. You sexing your girlfriend, they sexing you, you sexing your husband. People do that. That's normal. We've taken small stuff and tried to make it big because we couldn't understand why this person is scared that she killed someone when she purposely went in to kill them. Now it makes sense. There's nothing weird about working 12 hours. That's not long. Shit, I work 12 hours a day. A lot of people work 12 hours. They don't make you weird. They don't make you crazy. You know what I mean? People work long hours out here. I mean, people sexing each other out here. All that small stuff. She didn't just sex that cop that night. She sexed that cop every night. She didn't kill anybody. This was a woman who's a police officer who thought that someone was in her house and she wanted to purposely, illegally kill them, whether it was a murderer or not. Her intent was to kill somebody. You can't, in no way, I can't believe the prosecutor didn't catch this. You can't open that door by the time a man says, hey, 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 3 times. Unlatch, gun out, safety off, pow, pow. But I'm scared. That doesn't make it, you can't. There's not enough time. Everything was done outside. So when she opened that door, she just had to aim and shoot. So high off this adrenaline that she finally get the experience being a real cop. All that training I did as a firefighter, getting a firefighter tattooed on me, none of that mattered. What really mattered when that whole house was on fire and we went in, because that's what firefighters do. That's what happened in the movies. We finally get to do it. We finally get to do it. She finally gets to be a real cop. Gun shootout, blast somebody, kill them. Free. Free. But this is why we have laws. Laws not only protect the citizens, but laws protect the police officer. 4, if she followed the right procedure when it was an actual intruder into her home, she would have had time to realize this was not her home. She would have sat back, called the radio outside with her gun drawn, and looked and said, "There's a red carpet. Let me give them the address. 14. Wait, I live in 13. Why did it say 14? 14 red carpet. Oh my God. This ain't even my damn house. Oh my God. That's why I heard a black dude voice. This ain't even my damn house. Think about it. We can't. If we go on evidence only, just strictly evidence, we can't say it's some kind of personal thing with music. No, because everybody knows if there was a shred of evidence that they knew each other, it would have been used in court. Those are just unfounded rumors. You cannot have a tiff with your neighbor without the entire world knowing about it. If you are a woman, yes, I'm about to stereotype here. If you are a woman, your mama or your auntie know about the neighbor who you hate. If you are a man, your homeboy know. Man, you that bitch live next door, man. Be talking all that. You never have a disagreement that strong with a neighbor and no one in the world knows. No neighbors surrounding y'all know from hearing y'all arguing, none of your friends, none of your relatives. These two people did not know each other. I have to believe this because there's no evidence to the contrary. So if he's a total stranger and she's sexing as she gets off work, there's nothing in her saying, I want to go kill someone. No. When she put that key in, she felt that door jar and she heard that black voice and she knew she was at her apartment. That's when she made the decision that I'm going to murder the person inside of the house right then and there. That's when everything hit her. I can kill somebody. She had no plans of turning that intruder in. She has no plans of locking that intruder into that location and waiting for other people to come and join her. Her plan was to kill someone. So if you are on her side, it does not matter that she did not specifically intend to kill Both and John. Because remember the third, if you go watch my video earlier, I read you 3 bullet points on what murder is. And murder applies when you are in an act of another felony. So if you rob a bank and someone dies, even if you didn't do it, you're getting charged with that. Even though she did not intend to murder a nice black man that lived upstairs from her, her intent was to commit a felony. Her intent was to murder who she thought was a burglar, armed or not. As much of an asshole as a person would be to break into someone's home, they have the same kind of rights as we do. She wasn't going to give them that. The goal was to murder an intruder. So this isn't manslaughter. She willfully and purposely went against police procedure because no other cop was around, as she saw an open opportunity to kill someone. That's not manslaughter. That's murder. That's murder, y'all. Murder isn't relevant. Only way color, I'm going to tell you how color can matter. If she heard a voice and it was a white male, it could have been a family member or somebody. Oh, I don't know no black dude. It more confirmed to her that this is a burglar in the house to me. This is just my opinion. There's no evidence of this. That different race, this is, oh yes. There's been shootings in this building too. Oh, I don't know no Tyrones. As I rode in my car tonight and this stuff started hitting me, and I'm thinking, I feel so happy and secure at the decision that was made today. Everything she did was sloppy because she willfully was sloppy. Doesn't make sense. She did not want this person to die. She's freaking out. You guys actually contradicted your own selves and you didn't know it. Go to a video and read the comments, and people in the comments are saying, listen to her on the 911 call. She ain't even she all crying. She knows she don't care. She knows she don't care. And then you turn around and say, what was she scared? Now she only scared that she going to jail. Wait. If she purposely went in to kill Both and John is dying, why would she be scared she's going to jail? She's scared she's going to jail because he is Both and John. He is the owner of that apartment. Well, of that lease of 14 instead of 13. The fact that his apartment was directly above her apartment lets you know she really thought she was going to her apartment. She really did. I mean, the odds, she could have picked some random one and said, I thought this was mine. No, he's literally right above her. She parked in the wrong ramp level, which I've done as well, too. I'm telling you, man, this is the most plausible explanation. A gung-ho police officer is getting what they deserve. You went in to illegally murder someone. You murdered someone. And you were charged with murder. Case closed. Case closed. But she didn't do any life-saving procedures at all. That's why I opened my thing saying that I'm scared that when I arrived as a firefighter, when that old guy was having a heart attack, you don't do anything when someone's having a heart attack as a first responder. You sit them up because you can't do anything. But once his heart stops beating, he passes out. That's when I have to do my training. And I would have freaked out. I don't know what to do. And if you realize this ain't that evil guy breaking into your apartment and you've never done any kind of thing like that before, and you know you're in deep, deep dog shit, You don't know how somebody's going to react. Remember, her goal is to seem like she cares, right? So when she takes the stand, she wants y'all to think that she care about Both and John. So wouldn't it be plausible that she do the actions while he's dying to show people that she care? She should do the actions. She's not. She's freaking out. Self-preservation. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my job. He didn't deserve to die. He didn't. I'm not being an apologist for her. I'm telling you, she literally, purposely went to commit murder. It doesn't get any worse than that. It doesn't matter who she wanted to kill. If it doesn't matter if he's a robber or someone breaking in your house, or if he's Both and John. Her goal was to break the law to the most severe crime that you can do. Murder is the most severe crime a person can do. She willfully went there to disregard police procedure to commit murder. She just killed the wrong person. That doesn't make her look any better at all. She had special bandages. I had a whole fire truck. We had whole different compartments with a whole bunch of stuff. I think because of me being a nerd, I was so fascinated with the defibrillator. I could use that when I was a firefighter. I could use that because I created. Not that other stuff. I'm just an airman. You know, we got sergeants here. Maybe they'll if something's serious and somebody passed, like the chances to get to me. You'd be surprised how many people are like that on the job too. I agree. Why did she shoot twice? She shot twice because she wanted to kill. She probably stopped shooting because she realized what apartment she broke. She broke into the wrong apartment. That's when that panic starts coming in. Tell me how everything doesn't perfectly fit to answer every weird thing that just flustered your mind about this case. Once you plug into the scenario, she's a gung-ho cop who wanted to do that cop shit you see in movies. She wanted that opportunity. And to be, do you guys know, right? I know you guys know that most police officers go their entire career and never once fire their gun, right? It's a very small, rare chance you get into the real big shit. It's very small. So if you're a gung-ho cop, you want to take advantage if you get an opportunity like this. Both and John was an injured gazelle in a field full of lions. Thanksgiving turkey around a family. He had no chance to live. He was going to die. She made that decision when she ran in. Whoever this is, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to shoot until they're dead. I'm going to feel the rush of being an actual cop. He was gone. Who eats ice cream in the dark? It's been a minute since I was single and I lived in an apartment by myself. But when I was single and lived in an apartment by myself, never, not a noun, as we say in the South, not a noun, time did I have every light in my apartment off except for the glowing television as I ate ice cream in the dark. Never seen it. Maybe a romantic couple having a Netflix and chill night. I've never seen it. Just ice cream in the dark. When you get a bowl of ice cream, you act quickly because ice cream melts. The fact that he had all of that ice cream means this pretty much happened quickly. He wouldn't have been sitting down that long. Wouldn't even been sitting down 5 minutes. His mom was right. His mom was the first one to say, I think that she went there and she made the decision early on to kill my son. She did. She made the decision to kill. Type something on the side that's still not making sense with this plausible scenario. And let's talk about it. If you eat ice cream in the dark, the calories don't count. Yeah, she probably heard him getting the ice cream because that would have put his voice closer to the door. Remember, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I believe the angle of the bullet was sort of downward too. I'm just not saying it because they couldn't prove that in court. They said it seemed like that, and I go by what happened in court. She kept saying she was in her own apartment because she believed she was in her own apartment. If they have no history together, they don't know each other at all. His apartment is literally right on top of her apartment. Even though we think she's a monster, we got to be honest. That is the most plausible thing. She literally thought she was in her own apartment. But don't make that in your head believe that she's innocent or it was manslaughter or it was an accident. No. There are rules you follow when you arrive on the scene of someone breaking into a building. She purposely did not follow any of that because she made a conscious decision to commit murder against a human being. She did not say, hold your hands up, because she wanted to commit murder. That's a lie. That's why no one heard it. Listen, even if you are, I want you to think how of a rare golden steak, how juicy of an opportunity this is for a gung-ho police officer that wants to say they have committed murder on the job. Just think how it's right in her hands. It's very rare that a cop is first on scene. But she's not only first on scene, she's first on scene of a burglary before the burglar knows that cops have arrived. That's even more rare. What's even more rare than that through your whole career, that you're by yourself. If this were to happen in this rare situation, the cop stays in the car and he waits for backup. And they implement a plan of what they're going to do to get this person out of the home. But this isn't just any crime scene she's walked upon. This is her home. This is a plausible explanation of how I can enter the door and I get to kill somebody. I really get to kill somebody. I can't say she had items at his apartment because I've never seen the evidence of that. I have to go by evidence. If I'm going to go by hearsay, then they argue all the time about his music being loud. That was a rumor too, but that was never presented in court. Think about it. The prosecution wanted to bury her. They went after her. That was an amazing closing argument. So if they want to bury her, they would not purposely leave out the fact that she had items in his apartment. So I would need a logical reason to believe that that's true. No, I believe she heard his voice. I would have called and waited too. Because, I mean, that was very stupid. Because how does she know? You know, we have to, by the way, let's throw out the truth. The truth is this is Botham John's apartment. All right, let's throw that out. In her crazy head. Show you how recklessly gung-ho she is. Just because you heard one black male's voice doesn't mean that one black person is in that apartment. How do you know it wasn't two robbers? How do you know it wasn't 3 robbers with illegal guns like AR-15s? How do you know? You don't know. So as soon as you open that door, you want to be gung-ho, you just start blasting. Just blast. She don't know. That was stupid for her. Even if she was right, that was stupid. That was reckless. That's why it's not in police training. Yeah, that was stupid. That shows you the level. Thank God for an honest prosecutor. Exactly. And you know what the problem off record, I always thought the problem with prosecutors are? For some reason, and I'm about to stereotype, for some reason prosecutors are bland. When you get that emotional person, they're normally defense attorneys with those passionate closing arguments. You rarely see that. Normally prosecutors are pretty bland. What's a flamboyant prosecutor? The Jodi Arias trial. I forgot his name. He was flamboyant. He was out there. He could really drive home a point. But most prosecutors are bland. This prosecutor here wasn't bland. The guy that gave the closing statement. That's why she did not follow training, because it gave her an opportunity to commit murder. Exactly. That's exactly why she did not follow training. I will never again have this golden opportunity with just me around, someone not even noticing that I'm here. I have already slowly caught my gun and everything. I know what to say on the police report. I'm just going to go in. This is my apartment that this person is broken into. I have all the reason in the world. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to earn my stripes. I caught a lick. I'm about to earn my stripes. Yeah, Juan Martinez. Yeah. Juan Martinez was not bland. This one on the record. I don't know why it falls that way. Maybe it's in our psychology, the kind of person that wants to be a prosecutor, or the kind of person that wants to be a defense attorney. I don't know why it's rare that you get a prosecutor like that. Like Mark Garagos, defense attorney, flamboyant out there. And just name them. Name them all. They're all defense attorneys. How did she not know it wasn't her apartment? She probably made the honest mistake of parking on the wrong level. You just walking, not paying attention or whatever. But when you hear that voice, when you hear somebody inside, all your senses are cut off. I don't know, ladies, y'all gonna understand this, but EJ gonna understand it. Guy's not in his right mind when he feels like he about to get some punani. Like, you didn't see that spike in the ground? You see that hole in the road with the whole construction workers all down? How you fall with your car head first in a hole and bump your nose on the windshield and the ambulance have to care? How did you not see the big crater in the road? He went in his right mind. He was going to get some ass. That's the equivalent of Amber Guyger. She went in her right mind. She get to kill somebody. She wasn't in her right mind. This is it. There are people out there who wants to kill you and for no reason at all. Yeah, don't I know? Attention attorneys seem attention seeking to me. Probably why the personality, most of the time fit that way. I don't know why all of us true crime buffs didn't think of this motive of earning her kill. That's crazy. Because sometimes stuff is so crazy, you forget about normal stuff. There are people who joined the police department who want that action. It's just like the military, A lot of people join the military. They come from poverty-stricken areas. They want an opportunity. They want to be an opportunity. What they see is middle class. They want tuition assistance. They want what they feel is a 4-year, maybe some danger, but you're playing Russian roulette. What's the odds of me being the actual one that's going to get deployed at this right single time? That's going to be the one that's going to die from the bullet. It's probably not. People go to the military for different reasons. And then there are some people who sign up and they sign straight up for infantry because they want to murder somebody. They want to be down there. Y'all saw Full Metal Jacket, that crazy one. I'm shooting, what he called. I don't want to say the racist term for Asian people, but you know, he was saying that he wanted to shoot those. Like he went to kill. That's it. He was crazy, and he fit perfectly with the Marines. They crazy guy can aim. We can use him. You got some people that join the police department for that. I love you, Giggle John. Thank you. You guys are giving her the benefit of the doubt. She could have planned this whole scenario. She did plan the scenario. She literally planned it from the first opportunity. The first opportunity is when she heard his voice. There was no opportunity before this. From the split second that the opportunity presented itself, she did plan it. Let me ask y'all, is there a time limit on first degree murder? Like states that have first degree murder, you know, like you planned this. You got to plan like a week, a day? Because she planned it outside that door. I think this was personal, John. She got rebuffed by him or resented. He was in her apartment. What is the evidence of that? I have to go by evidence. I have a true crime channel. It seems crazy to me that we have a prosecutor that wants this lady beneath the jail, and he purposely didn't use any evidence that he knows that they knew each other. So it makes plausible sense to me that they didn't know each other. Two people cannot know each other and have an argument that will have strong consequences of securing guilt for her that the prosecutor would not use. That doesn't make sense. And if he was a crooked prosecutor that didn't want her in jail, he wouldn't go at her that hard. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that's logical to me using evidence is that they never knew each other. They never knew each other. I think she maybe thought she was going to fall under the castle laws or stand your ground. Then she needed an Academy Award because she seemed pretty seriously frightened to me. That didn't seem like an acting job to me. That seemed, she's all outside on the phone going back and forth. She's texting her boyfriend while she's on the phone with 911. I effed up really bad. I believe she was scared. Yeah, that's why I said other states, EJ, because there's no degrees of murder. I put that in the video in Texas. But I'm saying like in states that do have, what's up, Dana, that have like first degree, like is there a time limit on it? It's like a week or whatever. Can you have first degree murder in 5 minutes? I don't, that's not plausible to me. That's not, Rachel, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just kill this guy like this, and I'm gonna be this about to shit myself, scared. You know what I'm saying? When all of this go down the way that it does, people don't act that good. That's the movies. That's not real life. People don't act that good. She wanted him to live. She wanted him to live, but she still went there to kill somebody. Exactly. If it would have been a case precedent, Mandy, then no one would put themselves in harm that way. She admitted to killing him on purpose. Yes. When she opened the door, she's saying the same thing I'm saying. She just don't want to admit that she wants to have that person that broke into her home. You know? Basically, she literally is saying what I'm saying. Yeah, she only cared about her job. She didn't want him to die, though. She wanted him to live, not because she cared about him. She wanted him to live so she wouldn't be as in that much trouble. People are coming in upset and saying murder. Like, you really should rewind this because there's nothing I've said tonight that has taken up for Amber Guyger. I think she's a disgusting person that went to commit purposeful murder. Like, don't be that person that you want everything in your way. That's not how life works. She's a disgusting, purposeful murderer. Because she is that doesn't mean that every single thing that she did is just, I want to go in and kill this nice guy. That's not what the evidence showed me. Yeah, she wanted him to live so she wouldn't be charged with murder, because she didn't go there to kill him. She went there to purposely disregard the law to illegally kill an intruder. I haven't taken up for her one time. She is right where she belongs. I'm going to tell you, I'll even be dirtier. I don't want her to get life. I was thinking about this as I was driving too. What's the worst sentence she can get? 30 years is the worst sentence she can get. Maybe 35 years. Put her right at 65 years old. Let's say 35 years. Let me tell you why I don't want her to get life in prison. You get life in prison, as soon as you go in, you better learn how to adjust. You better join the game. You better change your ways. You're not a cop, you're a criminal. You have to adjust to them. However, if you have a chance of getting out of prison, you have to allow people to hurt you, to harm you. You can't break the law, because any little thing, you can't afford to have 5 years added to your sentence. So it's much of a torture. It's much of a hell with that prospect that you may get out a long, long, long time ago. That's a torturous thing to go through. You can't join and get a tattoo on your face above your eye and turn complete rogue criminal, which is what you need to do to survive in prison. So you are going to have a hard time trying to survive, trying to juggle the thought of your head of, I want to stay clean and not get in trouble because I have some resemblance of life left at 65 years old. But I'm sure taking an ass whipping on the way to try to do this. They taking my lunch. They taking my food. I have no support. Nobody to be there with me. I can't go completely rogue. It's an opportunity I have. And you give her that false hope. That's just dirty. To me, that's worse than life. That's worse than life. I want you to have that hope. I want you to try to do something that's impossible, and that's follow rules in prison for 30 years without nothing happening to you. I've never seen it. I'm subscribed to prison shows on here. What's his name? The Joe? I forget Joe. The After Prison show. They tell you how it is in prison. I've never seen anybody go that long without nothing happening to them. You're going to need protection, but are you going to fully go illegal? You're going to put stuff in your butt to try to hide drugs and give to somebody else? You going to risk that? They got life. They don't care if they get 5 years or 10 years for drug, but you get that. You going from 35 to 55? Nah, I don't want her to get life. Give her 35 years. 35 years. A little sprinkle of hope. Hope is the worst thing a person can have. You saw Denzel movie, I think The Hurricane. How did he survive in prison? He could not mentally survive in prison when he had hope. He had to tell them to leave him alone. He needs to get rid of hope. That is the only way to survive. Hope is too hard in prison. So give her hope. Give her hope. That's the coldest thing you can do. You give her life in prison. Soon as she goes behind those bars and they drive her to the prison, she should change. She should give in to the new world that she's in. I don't want her to change. I want to stay just as scared as she is now. Saying that you wish she made smarter decisions. I mean, you can say that of any murder then, right? It was murder. It was willful, purposeful murder. It's like, people can say they wish the guy who saw Batman went in the movie theater and started shooting all those people. They wish he made a smart decision. He's a murderer. She's a murderer. She wanted to kill someone, and she did. So, I definitely don't think she should get 20 years. You see how awesome and young and vibrant people look at 50 years old? That's a lot of lovely life for her to have. She shouldn't have that life. She definitely shouldn't get 20 years. Yeah, conscious animated black cartoons, you're literally using the word hope in the opposite way that I use it. I use it as a punishment. I used it as a punishment. It would be sad if she got 20 years, man. I used to think 50 was so old when I was younger. That, I mean, that's a lot of free life she gets to go live. What's up, everybody coming in saying, hey, who rolling with John Crowns? My girl Bella Mia in the building again. No, man, y'all people be trying to come in being smart and you got it backwards. She said prison life isn't regular life. I'm saying when she gets out of prison. If you give her 20 years and she's 30, she'll be 50. She'll be 50. She'll be young. She got a lot of life to live. She can go travel the world. She can go to Hawaii on vacation. She can still surf. I don't want her to have any of that. Also, you got. I'm more worried about the what do you call it? Mistrial or whatever. Like the prosecutor talking to the media before he was supposed to do it, or one of the jurors talking to the media, so they gotta retry this entire case. I'm more worried about that. I want her. I want her to suffer, but we may have to go and try this trial again. If she gets a great lawyer, they can, a jury is talking to somebody in the same trial as the prosecutor is talking to the press when he wasn't supposed to. 50 can still be hot. Exactly. No, she can't get 20 years, man. If you want her to get 20 years, you really think that this was an accident. You really think that she just, uh, and walked in and just, I didn't mean to shoot anybody. Not only is my scenario plausible, but she admitted my scenario on the stand. She admitted she went in with the intent to murder because she thought it was a burglar. I thought 2 to 20 was manslaughter. That's what it showed when I looked it up online. The judge looks pretty careful, no mistakes were made. The judge got really mad. They showed it. It's on YouTube. The judge got really upset. The prosecutor talked to press before they were allowed to talk to anybody. She scolded the prosecutor in the courtroom for it. So that actually happened. The defense, I think, went to move to try to use that as a mistrial, and they couldn't do it. That happened. A jury member did talk. That happened. Yeah, 5 to 99. Yeah, because 2 to 20 is manslaughter. No, I think I'm using the word not mistrial because it's over with. But somebody type on the sideline. You know a word that I mean. When they retry your case because they found something wrong or you didn't get a fair trial the first time. To me, the DA is worse. You know, her lack of access after she shot were telling. She don't even try to help. I don't think that she did not try to help so he can die. I don't think that she just. I'm not gonna help him. I want him to die because you can clearly hear her saying that. Yeah, appeal. Thank you guys for saying that appeal. Like people knew what I was talking about anyway. You know how people just want to be smart. They knew what I meant appeal. Um, but it doesn't make logical sense. You know, she wanted him to live. She needed him to live to get her out of serious trouble. She didn't even realize just how much trouble she was in because if she realized the severity of the trouble she was in, she wouldn't have cried and said, I'm going to lose my job. No, boo boo, you're going to lose your freedom. You're going to lose your freedom. South African laws are different than the United States laws. She did exactly what gangsters do. Think about it. You guys know how you're supposed to get a teardrop, right? You get a teardrop when you kill somebody. She thought she was going home. She thought an intruder was inside. Instead of her following police procedure, she saw a nice opportunity where she can say that she murdered somebody. So she purposely broke the law. She wanted that teardrop. We already went over why she didn't administer CPR. You probably some of y'all have to go and watch this over again. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't say she wanted him to die. She administered CPR, and then in the same breath say, look at her. She's so scared. Look at her. She's scared now. Now she realized what she did. Wait, I thought she tried to kill him. You're contradicting yourself. Only thing they could logically use for an appeal is that because the expert witness was not allowed by the judge in her favor, she was stripped of her Sixth Amendment right. I don't have that kind of expertise to know that advance. So I hope it doesn't happen. I hope she just stays in prison. What's up, Cake and Taro? How long have you been here, Stains? Because I literally answered your question. He said, what is wrong with you, dude? You said she didn't want him to die, but why didn't she perform CPR on him? Because she was selfish. She was scared, frightened, and selfish that she shot someone that she didn't want to shoot. She didn't want to shoot both in John. She wanted to illegally murder a robber in her home. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to break the law and commit murder because she thought that she pulled into her apartment and had a sweet lick, a sweet, easy murder. Exactly, Paisley. She meant to do what she did. She got scared when she realized she effed up and wasn't in her own apartment. Yeah. This is what people get messed up in the head. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is exactly what a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in the country, in the world are doing. They're misrepresenting the law. They believe intruder means bad person, so she can do whatever she wants to intruder. Both in John means good person, so she can't do anything to him. That's not true. She can't do anything to either of them. She can't illegally kill both in John in his own apartment, and she cannot illegally kill an intruder in her apartment. The laws are not made for one type of human being. The laws are made for everyone. So it doesn't matter. I'm not taking up for her when I say she thought she was in her own apartment. It doesn't matter if she thought she was in her own apartment or she thought she was in Bolton's apartment. She still committed an illegal action. For a citizen, she could, even if she wasn't a cop, but it's worse that she's a cop because she had training. She purposely disregarded her training just to be a sociopath, just to say she got her stripes, she got her kill. And it blew up in her face when she realized, blinded by all of this greed to finally get to be a cop and commit murder, that she killed the wrong person and she's not in her apartment. She got so caught up in her own brain and how her life is about to change. She didn't even perform CPR. She didn't even perform CPR. She's so scared that now you're not in control. You were in control when you thought it was a robber, because they were not going to investigate this had she illegally killed someone breaking into her house. It was going to be open and shut. This would be nothing. They weren't going to look into this hard. Oh, but you're not even in your right apartment. You're not even in your place. You're in both in John's place. Oh, you're in trouble now. Now you can't. Now you're not in control. Now you're panicking. You're supposed to be helping him. So in your brain, you want him to live. He can help you if he live. But you're so selfish, you're not helping him to live. You're not helping him to live because you're trying to call your boyfriend and text him and say, I messed up. I'm in trouble. Word is she reported a noise complaint. We went over that. That doesn't make any sense at all for her to report a complaint on both of them with a prosecutor that wants her thrown under the jail, that went all out to prosecute her, and he did not use that in court. I didn't even want to watch this trial because I thought it was so easy. If this chick had noise complaint against the neighbor, what's the odds of her going into his place? And no, she purposely tried to do that. She hated him. She had something against him. I didn't watch it because of that lie. But when I realized that wasn't true, I was like, okay, now this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. Okay, if they don't know each other and there's not one shred of evidence that anyone can say that shows that they knew each other. You delete messages if you're having some kind of affair and you know stuff about to blow up. Oh, she shot a robber. Okay, cool. I'll hit her up next week after she do a report and get her gold medal. Oh, she broke into the wrong apartment. She shot an innocent black man with everything going on in the country. Wait a minute, this is on the news? This is not on Dallas News? This is on CNN? Oh, I'm about to delete everything. I'm about to delete it all. That's what people do. Sometimes we look so far for these far-fetched plans. No, I don't want nobody to know I'm smashing this chick who I know they about to go through all of her stuff. I don't want nobody to know that. If she did it accidentally, she should have helped him. You're talking like a prudent person, caring person. She wasn't a prudent, caring person. She was a person who realized you are in deep ish, and she was selfish. I don't know what people, new people don't know how it work. I didn't put you in timeout. You got to just, you're on the sideline. I don't even play them games. we don't feed trolls over here. You just get don't and now you sit there in silence. Oh, famous celebrity that was handing only stunts for legs but won liquor race. He mistook her for a burger? She probably thought her fellow officers superiors would back her up. You guys gotta okay. There's a difference between movies and reality. Put yourself in a human being's in real life, not somebody in a movie. In a movie, you can take a chance and risk that the police is gonna back you up. In real life, do you really put all your trust in the one single life you get to live on that you know for 100% fact that the police is going to back you up? Did you talk to them before? Did you do this before? Who does that in real life? Some stuff that seems plausible for a movie, you gotta ground it back in reality. No one, without talking to anyone, risk the one life they have to live, assuming that every single human being on that police force with all their different minds is going to 100% help them. That then, you got to ground stuff in reality. The police department, and I hope I explain this right. The police department takes up for the police department. Y'all understand what I mean when I say that? What's in the best interest of a police department? Okay. So initially, without knowing anything of the facts, it's in the best interest of the police department to take up for an officer who may have done something wrong. After they gather in their investigation, they look into the details. It is then that they decide whether they should turn their back on this police officer or whether they should help them. It all depends on what's in the best interest of the police department. They hear that 911 call that they did not release for everybody. That sounds pretty freaking bad for her. That sounds pretty damning for her. This black guy is really a great guy and everybody loves him in the community. And there's a bowl of ice cream next to him. It is in the best interest of the police department to distance ourselves and fire her. The police department does not take up for other police officers. They take up for the best interest of the entire police department. And that may or may not include taking up for a specific police officer. There's a difference. I think she probably was fired before she got a psych eval and all that stuff. They do all of that when they want to take up for you because you're in the best interest of a police department. Once they're like, nah, we're going to move over to the side on that one. I would never use the Oscar P case in this scenario because that's South Africa. I don't know any of their laws and how it works in relation to not only the United States, but to Texas as well. I don't even know all of Texas laws. I learned a lot today. I didn't even know Texas didn't have a first and second degree murder until today. I would assume, are the people who hung up with this Oscar P correlation from other countries? Carolina girl, I felt so bad. She felt so bad for killing an innocent man, yet she couldn't administer potential life-saving procedures or even hold his hand and comfort him in his last moments of life. So sad. Thank you for the donation, Carolina girl. I'll be in the Carolinas too. I gotta go to South Carolina in 2 weeks, and then I think at the end of October I gotta go to North Carolina. You know what? Since my new job, I gotta travel to these different states. I think I'm gonna start doing meetups when I get to these locations. I think that'd be a great idea to do some meetups. You know. However, I will reply to that. There's a difference in what you mean when you say she cared, but she couldn't even administer. There's a difference in the word care. She did not care about Both and John that I want a human being to live because I'm a nice person. I want all nice things to happen to all nice people. She wanted Both and John to live so she'd be in lesser trouble. There's a difference. She needed him to live so this wouldn't be as severe as it is when she realized that this isn't the criminal I broke the law and tried to kill. So because she was drunk in her own selfishness, no, she's not going to, no. She probably was thinking I could touch him and they can say I have my fingerprints and all this stuff. She probably thinking anything, her whole brain was on herself only. She was not thinking about him at all. But she did not want him to die. Not because she cares. She did not want him to die because she was selfish and wanted to be in less trouble. Texas law is confusing. Yeah, I remember I got to Dallas last week. I'm like, wow, I'm actually in Dallas. And then I thought, like, hey, I'm in Texas. Boy, they kill everybody in Texas. I got a little afraid for a moment. Memphis is not on the radar yet from my boss. Haven't heard anything, but I'm pretty certain I'll be in all the states except for probably Hawaii. Probably never will be in Hawaii and never will be in Alaska for work. But I'm probably sure of all other 48 states, I'll be there. Kim in the building. What's up, Kim? No, I'm not coming to Alaska. I mean, maybe vacation or something, but not for my job. I know all about the Oscar P trial. I don't think that that's similar to this at all. There is background when you're talking about a couple. Yeah, that's what a theory is. There's no evidence that says what you're saying is true. Sometimes I think y'all come here for attention. You don't come here to have a normal conversation because any prudent person, there are things that you don't have to say because intelligent, prudent people know. Type a 1 if you know that everything I've said on this live, I know is just my opinion. Type a 1 if you just knew that and you didn't need for me to say it, even though I've said it 3 times in this live. I give you the attention you're looking for, and I'll embarrass you if you need to. Yes, I thought that they said that she was guilty of murder because they felt that she murdered. She met the definition of murder of the state of Texas. Oh, look at all those ones. All these intelligent people watching right now. One, 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 one. Sometimes when you try to single someone else out, you really only single yourself out. I see you, Ginger Locks, mom. See, it's a risk when you start calling people name out because you're gonna start forgetting people, man. Like people, you know how many people come to me like, you saw me, I saw you looking right on the side, you look right at my name. I literally got emails of this. You saw my name and you didn't say nothing. I'm like, be on the other side of this. You be on the other side of this, you talk live and you see people talking and chatting up and you see every single person's name. I go back and watch my lives to make sure if there's anything new or any new ideas I want to change or do I like the way I represented myself. And when I go back and watch them, I see so many people I love that I did not say their name. And I feel a little bad. So I never do. I would never, if you know we cool, you know I love you, you know you teen crimes, and I didn't say your name, you gotta have that faith that I didn't do it on purpose. Did she know this guy before she shot him? I don't have, and this is how you can go from an opinion to facts. I don't think she knew him. That's my opinion. Fact. Nothing was presented in trial to suggest they knew each other. Nothing. I talk too much and don't want to chat when I'm in my thinking zone and feel like crap. No drugs or alcohol. You're right. I've been saying this all along. I know to me. Here's something you want to do, Stain. Stain says, I love challenging people. Make sure you don't purposely try to do something, because if you're purposely looking for it, you may falsely go in because you're looking and pull up something that's not there. Like me, I don't like challenging people. I like when people have contrasting ideas because I like to hear new ideas. I like the opportunity that presents itself that I could learn something new, because the best way to fill the gaps of the unknown is to leave yourself open-minded to hear all and to test your own beliefs. That's how I feel. So I don't in particular like challenging people. I just enjoy talking to people with a lot of different ideas, some alike, some that contrast. And when you talk like that, sometimes that incidentally will involve challenging someone. That's the difference. Yes, she did admit she killed him. You enjoy intelligent conversation, yes. I never went to anybody and went, I'm going to catch him. Oh, I'm going to catch him. I'm going to catch him. Because your brain's going to play tricks on you if you do that. It's sort of like the person. A person, and you see this all the time on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere in the world, your work, your office. There is a person that you know for a fact, you know their opinion. Their opinion is the opposite of what everybody else says. They think they are being free and not a slave like everybody else. But they don't realize if you willfully 100% of the time go against the grain for the purpose of going against the grain, I forget what kind of fallacy that was anyway, you're just as much as a slave as the people that's saying all the stuff that's an opinion. Gather all the evidence to come up with a logical conclusion. That logical conclusion may be what everybody else is saying, or it may be something different. But if you purposefully try to be different, you're the exact same as someone that follows and jumps over the ledge because everybody else jumped over the ledge. You're no different. I call that level one thinking. Something I coined. Level one thinking. You do one little bit of research. You don't do anything else. You just do that one thing and think you know something. John, do you have your merchandise link? Yes, my merchandise link is, well, I thought it was in the bottom. But I can go to it really quickly because it's getting cold and I need to get me another hoodie. Is it what, Teespring? Shout out to the people that goes out and have been supporting View Store. I only like what I can control. I can't control YouTube's algorithms or how they choose what a video is like or not ever. So if you want to help the channel out, you can get something by joining the Patreon. We have 3 levels in the Patreon, or you can purchase something tangible that you can have that represents doing the right thing. Don't kill, make a sandwich. They jump off the ledge, you back off the ledge. Same results. Exactly. There may be no proof they didn't know each other, but with no proof they did, I'm inclined to believe they didn't. Exactly. I'm inclined to believe that they didn't. The only way I would think that both of them knew Amber would be if we got a crooked prosecutor that was trying to do as little as possible because he wanted her to be innocent. That would be the only thing that would lead me to be inclined to believe some of the things I've heard, such as her calling in for noise complaints. But if you got a prosecutor that's going for the gutter, he's trying to take her down, why would he not use the evidence that they knew each other? That just doesn't make logical sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So his door worked with her car, or was it ajar? It was ajar. DKMAS, what's up, Sandy? Yeah, it's really, really hot because I got some nice hoodies I'm just ready to wear. What's up, Mistress Horror, Sensible Crime? See, it's people in. I bet Sensible Crime been in here and stuff. I be missing people. Rock Girl. I've been talking to my girl Rachel. Rachel has disagreed with me. She's still my girl. You can be cool with people, have contrasting ideas. I know she admitted it. My question is, why would she admit it? I got a better question for you, Angela Jackson. I think she can admit it because she doesn't know the laws really good, right? So, okay, cool. Ignorance. You think you know something that you don't. However, what's more troubling than that is why would her lawyers let her admit it? Her lawyers should have way more knowledge than she does. That's crazy that her lawyers would let her do that. Judith Elizabeth. John, it's always interesting listening to you. Thank you. And thank you, Sensible Crimes. I'm going to tell you why I go for a long time. So this is what happens to me. If I tell you I'm going to do this documentary, like I want the documentary out. If I go live, I feel like I'm pulling time away from the documentary, especially with everything else going on. I feel like if I do a Crimes with Crimes, even though it don't take long, I made that video this morning and put it out. I feel like every time I put out something besides a documentary that people are going to say, he's not even working on it. So I get frustrated. I'm sitting back. Nobody sees me. And I just want to be a YouTuber. And I feel like I can't because you guys have no idea how long it takes to make these documentaries, man. Like I could be working on a section that's like 10, 15 minutes long and it lasts 3 hours. I put my children to sleep. I bathe them. It's 9:30 at night. I get down. I come down here and I set up and I put on the same shirt, the same tie I had on as the other 5 days that I recorded. I go and I record this. I take the thing out of the drive. I put it back over here. I'm thinking of ideas on the fly. I need to go download this, download this, download this. I need an apple falling. If you saw my Twitter, you saw the little scene I put with the apples falling. I thought of that right on the fly. Now I got to go and search and find all these clips. I found a clip of an apple falling in slow motion, but the apple falling is inside of a 4-hour video. Now I got to download all this space for a 4-hour video, and I got to go inside and search this 4-hour video for this 10 seconds and cut that 10 seconds out and put it right there and try to see the next scene I'm going to put in, try to make this go smoothly. And the whole thing I'm doing, this is only 30 seconds, and this is taking me 40 minutes for 30 seconds, and I'm trying to make a freaking documentary that's an hour and a half. It takes so long, and the longer it's take, I'm not putting anything out. So I'm just as frustrated. I see Stephanie putting out her videos. I see Daniel Holland putting out the videos. They all text me saying, John, where's the video? We waiting for it. If I rush, I get something wrong. I lose a part. I'm trying to put y'all in my mind as I sit here in the total darkness. This light that's beaming on me isn't on. That's on so you can see me. So I turn the light off. Then I have a life too. It's people I want to talk to on the phone. It may be a TV show or something I need to watch. And all of this push the documentary back even further. Feel me on this so when I drop these documentaries, you can see how much time and effort I put into making these. And no disrespect. Nobody is trying to make videos like that. They're not going through all of those depths to put it out there like that. So I want to be here. I'm trying my hardest to be here. I was so excited that as I was driving tonight, it hit me. The one plausible scenario hit me that made every action that Amber Guyger did fit. She purposely, willfully broke the law. And to me, it's the same. Whether she killed someone breaking into her home, or she killed Both and John. She wanted to illegally murder someone. That allowed me to be here and to talk to you guys again with the purpose on crimes, some John crimes. It hits home. It really hits home. And I don't want that to be misconstrued. When I say it's the same. When I say it's the same, I'm not talking about from my heart and how I feel, my passion. I'm talking about straight legal, no feelings definition. Whether she willfully, illegally murdered an intruder that she thought was in her home, or went into Bolton John's apartment and killed him, it is the same. She went to illegally murder someone and she's a police officer. It's the same. Now my emotions, my heart, we got a lot of black men that's not doing right. That is committing murder. That's selling drugs. That's making guys that look like me bad. So when we get an upstanding citizen like Bolton John, clean cut, making his way in the world to try to help other people, even with his own disability, it's a lot more grave. In a world where police officers are beating black men and doing all of this stuff, to see one not on the street, not pulled over on the side of the road, but sitting in what should be the safety of his own living room, about to eat ice cream. Ice cream that makes it that much more just angelic, yet sad. It means a lot more here than just killing someone who was breaking the law by breaking into her apartment. Mentally means more. Don't get those mixed up. I would much rather both and John be here if I had a choice than someone breaking into someone's home. It's really sad. This is why laws are created. Those laws protect the police officer where they don't have to worry about accidentally killing somebody. And they are supposed to protect us civilians that we should be able to trust being in our home. As a police officer, Amber Guyger will be on lockdown for 23 hours a day with 1 day of exercise. I don't know how long you can do that. I don't know if she can ask for Gen Pop after a long time. But she's just not a police officer. She's more than a police officer. She's a police officer on a high-profile case. That's worse, you know? Think she was a loose cannon, hateful. Yeah, I agree with you, Judith. Anytime Mandy Bell, anytime Amanda Polk and Vicky Carpenter, yes, this broadcast will remain up. Make sure you guys subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. I hope everybody, I went slow enough because some stuff sounds like it could be helping somebody when it really isn't when you listen to it. I hope like people who scroll across this as it pop up on your feed really listen to what I'm saying. There's a difference between heart and just law. There's no heart in law. Just looking at the law. So I've never sided with her. I haven't sided with her one tiny time tonight. I think she may have some other problems being an in shape, somewhat attractive woman. You know, I'm not even trying to be funny here. in prison. I think that there may be other problems she's going to have to worry about. Anytime, Mistress Horror. All right. This is bittersweet because this is a lot of people in a bigger crowd. If you've never seen me before and you came across this title, if you want to get to know what I do, I suggest that when the live is over with, you click on the video on my main page. I would suggest the story on Caitlin Nicole Davis, or the story on Vera Jo Messersmith, or the story on the Hart Kids. I hate to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. Or the piece I did on Shanann Rusick. How about that? And you can get more of what my channel is about and what I'm about to bring in my next video. And I hope that you guys subscribe and stick around. To my people who come here a lot, you know, I will be live a lot more often now. I just want to get this thing off my chest and get my next documentary out. And for both new people and old people who comes here a lot, there's something both of these apartments had in common. They both provided a place that you can call your own, that you can do tiny, tangible things in that you never think about until you're arrested and locked behind bars. Like walk to your refrigerator and make ice cream. Grabbing your remote control and turning it to any channel that you like. The fear that was in Amber Guyger were the big things. I'm going to miss my mom. I'm going to miss my dad. I'm not going to see my friends. Heck, I may not even be able to sex my officer buddy. But after you get over those big things, you're going to realize the small, insignificant things that you have lost, all because you decided to commit murder. It is for these reasons I say, don't kill, make a sandwich. Type the emojis on the side if you know what the 4 emojis are, and I will see you guys next time.